Today's video is a thank you to Ricky Began. Ricky Began was a full-time staff technician at Avatar in the 80s, who then was a part-time technician about 8 or 10 years ago when I was working there. He would only show up on when they really needed somebody or when there was a bunch of stuff that was broken or something that only he could fix. He was a very, very good technician, top of his field. And what Ricky Began taught me is that when you're good at what you do, you don't have to care what other people think. As I said in the last video, the biggest rabbit hole to hell is caring what other people think of you. So it was really good for it to be hammered into my head at a young age that you should not care what other people think of you. Ricky Began, I still remember some days just thinking, and I finally asked him one day, like, why do you get to wear what you wear? He came into work with like these ripped up jeans with holes in them, a white stained shirt with holes in it. He didn't shave, and he was making like, I don't know, I'm just going to take a guess, something like $30 an hour. And it was more money than everybody there was making for that particular job. You have to realize that most studios are broke. They don't pay you $30 an hour to fucking sit there and solder. And one of the things that he said, he took me aside and he's like, kid, we do the work that other people don't know how to do. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go through this pile of stuff that nobody else knows how to make work, and every single one of these things is going to work when I'm done with it. We are going to be the only studio in New York City that has a Neve VRP console with no toothpicks in it. And when you know how to do that, when you know how to do work that nobody else knows how to do, you don't got to give a crap what anybody else thinks of you. And that resonated with me for a long time. Avatar was one of the best studios in the world, but one of the things that was really rampant with the intern culture and also the PA culture is that they really cared what other people thought of them. It's like, if one person said one thing and then they told somebody else and they told somebody else like, oh, you could get fired or you could get not asked to stay, or that person will tell that person this, it's going to be like telephone, and then the wrong person's going to hear about it and that person's going to decide that you're not going to get hired. And it was all about getting from intern to production assistant. You wanted to get hired for that minimum wage production assistant job. That was why you were working there for that 3-month free internship. And he did not have to care what anybody thought of him. He could say whatever he wanted. He could do whatever he wanted. If something has happened that was ridiculous, like there was this one day that there were these people that had their jackets all over the room, and this is in Studio B. The lobby to Studio B is the only one that you see when you walk into the studio, even if you don't have access to the other rooms, because that lobby is right across from the reception desk. And he just walks in the room. He's like, "What the fuck is this? Don't these people know that this is a top tier recording studio? Take these jackets and get them the fuck out of here." And he's taking these people's clothes and stuff and just putting it on the receptionist's desk and telling her to do that. And again, he's not going to get fired. Nobody's going to care that he's saying these outlandish things because he's right, because you shouldn't treat this place like like it's your fucking living room. It's a fucking $3,000 a day studio, best in the world. We're gonna look good. We care about how we look. We care about the image that we put out there. We care about taking care of the place. Screw you if you're not doing that. And B, I can say what I think because I'm the only one who knows how to fix this. So you want to fire me? You want to get rid of me? That's great. Good luck when your Neve 2254s go bad. Good luck when the VRP switches go bad. He taught me that when you know what you're doing, that you have value, and that the ultimate job security, the ultimate value comes in being able to do the jobs that other people don't know how to do. It's not about being able to do the bottom level crap. It's not about competing in a field with thousands of people that can do the same thing. It's about being able to do the jobs that other people will fail at, being able to consistently do the jobs that other people don't know how to do, that when you can do that in tech, that you're respected. And this can carry over to many other portions of tech, many other fields in tech. Let's say you're a coder. If you are a regular worker at a company and there's something that you don't like or you don't like the people, well, just fucking deal with it, or we'll work it out with those people. But when you're the only programmer that knows how to deal with, you're the only programmer that can port this application from iOS to Android, and this is like you're 50% of your customers use Android, and you're that programmer, and you're like, I don't get along with these people for this reason. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna go, you know what? I'll sit out there. Take my office, because you are respected. There's value in the fact that you can perform a task that other people can't. So he encouraged me to learn. He showed me the value of knowledge. Knowledge is not just about being able to get a job. Knowledge is not just about having information in your head that doesn't really have practical application. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is the power to not have to deal with people's crap. Knowledge is the power to not have to care about a company culture. It's not having to care about the gossip. It's not having to care about the bullshit. It's not having to care what people think of you. When you got that knowledge, again, you don't have to be an asshole about it, but you can just walk around with that attitude like, I don't care what you think of me. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do all the things that I need to do. I'm going to get my task list done, and I don't want to deal with any of your other bullshit. And that was something that really struck and resonated with me from a very young age, and it encouraged me to do things like, for example, learn motherboard repair. Again, all you other places that do nothing but fix iPhones, like nothing but replace iPhone screens, your customers can just have their way with you because there's an iPhone screen repair store every fucking block. And they're all competing to do these jobs for like $5 or $10 in labor. Not really. If they decide to be an ass, what are you going to do about it? Like, they can just walk down the street. But when somebody says, I have a presentation tomorrow and I need this done, and I don't have anything to do it on, and their motherboard is dead, well, you can go down the street, but if you start acting like an asshole, you can go down the street to the place that's going to ship it across the country to have them fix it, but then you can't do your presentation. Or you can come here and I can do it in 20 to 40 minutes. But I don't have to care what you think of me. I don't have to suck up to you. I don't have to deal with your crap. I don't have to deal with, I dropped it and it broke again, replace it under warranty. That's the crap that everybody else has to deal with that again, are doing the base level services that everybody else knows how to do. Once you graduate to doing other things, then you still have to be nice. You still have to be a professional. You still have to present a professional attitude in some way, shape, or form. But you'll notice the more that you know how to do and the better you are at what you do, the less bullshit that you have to deal with. There's an inverse relationship between the amount of bullshit you deal with in your field and how knowledgeable you are. And that was imparted to me by Ricky Began. So a lot of these videos I'm doing where I'm talking about not taking people's crap, the lesson to not take people's crap, like, that came from Ricky Began, and that was one of the most important life lessons that I've ever had. And above all the electronics that I learned from him, above all the logical thought processes that you use when repairing 50-year-old audio gear that I learned from him, above all else, what I learned from him is the power of knowledge. Thank you, Ricky Began, for teaching that to me.
Some of the other things that he taught me that I forgot to mention in this video that I feel he deserves credit for. So that whole idea of checking the beginning of a circuit and then the end of a circuit instead of going from here to here to here to here to here, this entire idea of isolating and cutting off different regions so that you can quickly get to the point of a problem. The idea of realizing and recognizing when something is a rabbit hole to hell before I even was using those words to describe it. These are all ideas that he imparted on me, and these are the reasons that he was able to perform a lot of the work that he was able to perform that in 45 minutes that would take somebody else 3 or 4 or 6 hours. He just had such a great technical mind when it came to figuring out any of these issues, and this person probably has totally forgotten who I am and what I look like and my name, but they had a very profound impact on how it is I tackle any electronic related problem.